There's not a lot I can say about this game other than that was just absolutely atrocious. Um, I'll be very blunt. The Ravens gave that game away. I know that this is Ravens Steelers. This is a rivalry. We typically have a one score game where it's always close and everything, but I'm sorry, the Ravens are a better team than the Pittsburgh Steelers this year, from top to bottom. I believe defense. You can give me Steelers defense, okay, cool, but the Ravens are a better team, especially on the offensive end on paper, than the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm sorry, they gave this game away, guys. Everyone's going to blame Lamar Jackson for, looking at his stats and looking at the completion percentage without watching the game, because that's normally what everyone does when it comes to Lamar Jackson. If he has a bad game or if he loses, they're going to point at the stats without watching the game. Guys, there were 8 dropped passes. 8. I already got into an argument saying that, hey, it's Lamar being inaccurate. No, it's not Lamar being inaccurate. It's not about timing. It's not about lack of practice and all that stuff. It's about basic fundamentals of catching the football as a wide receiver. Your job description is to catch the football. The Ravens wide receivers did not do their job yesterday. They got open on the Pittsburgh Steelers defense multiple times. There were 3 dropped touchdown passes. Nelson Aguilar dropped a touchdown pass. Mark Andrews dropped a touchdown pass. Rashad Bateman, our first round pick, dropped a touchdown pass. Guys, I encourage you to go back and watch the game and watch these drops. And you tell me if I'm dead wrong and it's just Lamar Jackson making horrible passes. But from what I saw, these passes were on the mark. All they had to do was just squeeze their hands and catch the football. They just decided not to do that. The Ravens wide receivers decided we're gonna be land before time. I saw a bunch of Littlefoots, a bunch of Sarahs, and a bunch of Spikes. Dinosaur hands. Can't even lay out and just squeeze the football. That's why we lost the game. It's very simple. It's got nothing to do with scheme. And credit to the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. They found a way to win. Mike Tomlin is one of the greatest coaches of all time. I get all that. But this comes down to a simple thing. One team made one play and their receivers caught the football. Our receivers didn't. Do not put this on the defense. I'm not putting this on Marlon Humphrey. I know he gave up that touchdown. He should have never been in that position to begin with. This is his first game back off of an injury, and we're in a freaking dogfight with an offense that is porous. The Ravens should have been up at least 21-3 by halftime if they would just catch the football in the end zone. There's a play where Nelson Aguilar is running like this. The ball just goes right through his hands. There's nothing. It wasn't behind him. It wasn't too far ahead of him. It wasn't overthrown. It was a perfect pass. Aguilar just let it go. Watch it go right through his hands. The play to Bateman. Yeah, he had to jump and get it. Newsflash, guys. A quarterback is not going to throw a perfect ball every single play. Not Patrick Mahomes, not Joe Burrow, not Josh Allen. Now, all these quarterbacks that y'all say are so much better than Lamar Jackson, they are not always going to throw a perfect pass every single play. You, as a receiver, have to adjust at times and catch the football. We see Jamar Chase do it all the time. We see Stephon Diggs do it all the time. We see Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk do it all the time. So I don't want to hear this garbage about Lamar Jackson was inaccurate yesterday and that he really can't throw. Go back and watch the football game and watch these receivers drop wide open touchdown passes and wide open plays in the open field. They got past the Steelers secondary. They had a chance to go and score. This game should not have been close, but classic Ravens, we found a way to do that and then give the game away. So now you're looking at 2 losses that you gave away. One to a Colts team who was decent. They're 3-2 as well, but the Ravens were a better team and they choked. And they gave it away. And now you do the same thing in your division with the Pittsburgh Steelers. So as the season goes down, we're going to pay attention to those 2 losses that you gave away when it comes to making the playoffs, because they very well could come back and bite you. This is just a ridiculous performance by the Ravens wide receivers. It shouldn't have happened. It only makes Lamar Jackson look worse, because anytime this guy loses, anytime the completion percentage looks bad, that's the only thing they're looking at. He lost again. The completion percentage sucks. He's not a good quarterback. For all those people who want to pin it on Lamar Jackson, again, I encourage you to please go back and watch the game. Please go back and watch the game. Watch the full game highlights or whatever you got to do on YouTube. Just please go back and watch the game and then watch the passes. Guys, there were three touchdown passes that they dropped, and they were wide open. All they had to do was squeeze the ball. Everyone, Zay Flowers, my man Zay Flowers, who I love on our team. I love Zay Flowers. He had a couple drops too that didn't make sense. The passes were on the money. They were not overthrown. They were not whatever you want to say about it. These are catchable footballs. The Ravens wide receivers did not come to work yesterday. It showed, and now we're sitting here at 3-2 behind the Pittsburgh Steelers with no offense because we just couldn't catch the ball. Simple thing. Over the years, all I've done is complain about how we never have good wide receivers. Our wide receiver room is porous. It's never going to get it done when it comes to winning meaningful games and getting far in the playoffs. It reared its ugly head today. OBJ, I don't even know if OBJ's even out there. I don't even know if he's out there. Yes, Lamar Jackson had a terrible throw in the end zone that ended up being picked off, trying to throw a fade route to OBJ. I will give you that. That was a terrible throw. But if you watch the game, throughout the course of the entire game, 3 touchdown passes were dropped. It's not the first time we've seen this with wide receivers. You can go back to last year in Jacksonville when they lost to the Jaguars. 2-3 touchdowns were dropped. They weren't bad passes. The receivers just could not catch the football. That's what it comes down to. That is why the Ravens lost this game. The receivers didn't catch. Steelers wide receivers did catch. There's no other explanation that I can find that is not blatantly obvious. Yes, and then also the turnovers. Ravens keep shooting themselves in the foot with the turnovers. Justice Hill, fumble. Lamar at the end, trying to make a play, fumble. And then the interception in the end zone. Lamar did not play a perfect game. I'm not sitting here saying that Lamar Jackson played a perfect game. But my God, 85% of the reason of that, dare I say 90, is because the receivers did not catch the football.